You can make a difference. 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 Fellow Toastmasters, guests, the phrase, "you can make a difference," is meant to be an encouraging, motivating, and inspiring phrase, is it not? Yet, I find this phrase woefully inadequate. As a matter of fact, it gives me some consternation thinking of this phrase. I would even go so far as to say that this phrase is insulting. Let me explain. When you tell someone you can make a difference, what you're really telling them is you're not making a difference. When you say you can make a difference, what you're saying is there's a 50-50 chance that you're not going to make one. Really, you might as well just say, you know, you got a lot of potential. You can almost imagine a manager of a sales team meeting with one of his employees, calling him into his office. "Look, Bill, you can make a difference. You know, you might as well just say, Bill, your numbers are down, and you better shape up or you're out of here." I find a little bit more encouraging phrase is, "You are the difference." Imagine our sales manager saying to Bill, "Bill, I really appreciate that you come in early and you stay late. That's a real great example to the rest of the team." How do you think Bill's going to feel about that? He's going to feel great. He's going to say, "Wow, I wasn't even trying to impress somebody, but I'm getting recognized for something that's in my character." I think there's really 3 arenas in which we can be the difference. There's the arena of your home life, your work, and your community. Let me tell you a story about my family when I was growing up. My father was an alcoholic. He was abusive, verbally and physically. I was the youngest of 5 siblings. I had 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, and they were the epitome of sex, drugs, and rock and roll. I mean, we had an absolutely crazy family. There was one person who held it all together, and that was my mom. Every day, she made breakfast for us. Every day, she made lunch for us, packed a lunch. Every day, she made dinner for us. She did all of our laundry. She cleaned for us. Who knows what else she did? But she did it without judgment. My mom was the difference. She never got her name in lights. She never had her name on the front cover of a newspaper or a magazine. Yet without her, my life would have been totally different. Then several years ago, I decided I didn't want to get these kind of job reviews from my sales manager, so I was going to go out on my own and be an entrepreneur and start my own business. And after a few months, I realized this is pretty tough. Things weren't going as well as I expected they would, and so I had to go get a part-time job at a coffee shop. Not the most glamorous position, not what you really hope to be doing, but there was a guy that I worked with. This guy was absolutely hilarious. I so looked forward to going to work and just being with this guy because the time would just fly by. He didn't get paid extra. He didn't get tips for being funny. But we would just laugh our heads off. And to me, it was such an incredible value-added proposition to this job. He made all the difference to me. He didn't have his name in lights or on a newspaper. Well, then there's our community. Our community can be anything other than our home life and our job, where people get together. Say, for example, a Toastmasters meeting, or a Toastmasters club, or a faith community. There's all kinds of communities. Now, I had been giving a speech in a Toastmasters setting, and I recorded this speech. I videotaped it, and I put it up on YouTube, and I sent a link to somebody in my Toastmasters group. I said, hey, check out my latest speech. And do you want to know what I got back? I got back an email with an attachment. And this attachment was 4 handwritten pages of notes that he had written out by himself and then scanned and emailed to me. And I was blown away. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Who am I that you would spend, I don't know how long this took you, to comb over, I didn't ask you to do this. And you combed over my speech and gave me all this incredibly valuable feedback. What a difference that was. In my home life, in my job, and in my community. I've been the beneficiary of people who have made a difference. But I think we become desensitized to the little subtle things that we can do and that we already do on a daily basis that are the difference. We become desensitized because we think, well, in order to make a difference, I need to find the cure for cancer, or I need to run the race faster than anybody else. I need to win the gold medal. I need to achieve mega stardom success. And the little things that we do on a day-to-day basis go by unnoticed. But you are the difference. And you are the difference. You all are the difference. And one way that you can kind of help yourself realize that is you take a journal, and at the end of the day, just start with one thing, one item. And you look back on your day and you say, how did I make a difference today? You can probably think of one thing that you did today on how you made a difference, and you can write that one thing down. And I'll tell you what, you get that in your mind, you think, oh, yeah, and then there was that other thing that I did. And it's not a way of being arrogant, it's just a way of recognizing the difference that we make. And then after a while you look back and you've got a whole journal that's packed with evidence of how you are the difference.